5 times a day, the Azan, the Islamic call to prayer, ripples across the globe. This acoustic wave creates a brief, high-value window of opportunity. Accessing this opportunity requires a single, simple physical act. As the muazzin, the person leading the call, projects his voice, the listener repeats the Arabic phrases back, word for word. This kinetic digital counter illustrates the baseline scale of the return. For a man who takes those few seconds to echo the call, Islamic tradition promises a baseline reward of 100,000 good deeds. In spiritual economics, this represents a massive return on investment. The believer exerts minimal physical effort, speaking quietly for perhaps 2 minutes, and immediately secures a 6-figure payout in his spiritual ledger. By establishing such a high baseline, the system creates an imposing earning standard for men participating in the public sphere of the street. When this rooming was first laid out in the city of Medina, the women of the community immediately recognized the mathematical disparity. They approached the Prophet Muhammad with a direct grievance. If the primary reward of 100,000 was tied to a public act, and women were generally encouraged to remain in the privacy of their homes, they were naturally excluded from this massive payout. The women's question was built on a logical assumption. An absence from the public square translates to a lack of spiritual earning power. Their concern from centuries ago mirrors a universal modern anxiety. When a system physically restricts a group, the fear is that the restriction ensures a permanent disadvantage. The Prophet listened to their mathematical concern and then dismantled their core assumption. This bar chart compares the public earning potential against the new private standard. Instead of an equal share, the private effort bar shoots up to 200,000. They were granted a direct 2 times multiplier. This was not presented as a possibility or a metaphor. It was stated explicitly as the Prophet's promise. The math is specific. A woman performing the exact same physical act of repeating the muazzin's words earns 200,000 good deeds, doubling the male baseline. Rather than penalizing women for their absence from the public square, the system accounts for their location by doubling the value of their effort. However, this dual-tier payout structure relies on a single, non-negotiable caveat. The multiplier is dependent on the physical location of the believer. While men earn their standard rate out in the open courtyard of the mosque or the marketplace, the instruction for women requires them to be residing within the boundaries of the home when they answer the call. This creates a unique spatial blessing. Within Islamic law, the domestic boundary operates as a high-yield asset rather than a limiting enclosure. The data points to a clear rule. The highest tier of spiritual reward is activated by fulfilling a specific, dedicated role within a designated space. Modern narratives often insist that retreating from the public eye results in a loss of inherent value. But the mathematics of this ruling dismantle the myth of female spiritual deprivation. The system was designed from the beginning to ensure the private sphere out-earned the public one, which forces a practical question for today. When the Adhan echoes across the city skyline tomorrow morning, what action will you take? For the women listening, the data provides a clear directive. You have exclusive access to a 200,000-point advantage waiting to be claimed from your own living room. This perfectly balanced ledger ensures that specific roles carry specific weights. No one is left behind. The system simply accounts for where they stand.